Here we are for round number 3, and we are lucky to be on the play again. Looking at this hand, um, it looks reasonably close, but unfortunately we cannot keep. We do have a Springleaf Drum and a Darksteel Citadel. We do have a land, but with no way to activate the Citadel, with no 1-mana creature, we're not guaranteed to be able to turn on any spells in our hands. We're going to take a mulligan here. This hand is unexciting, but keepable. And ATOG is generally good here. It will be good given that we have the Wellspring, so we'll put it on top, or much more likely to be good because we have the Wellspring. So we will get started. We'll start with a Great Furnace because we do have the Galvanic Blast. And we'll see what our opponent is playing. Okay, so he's playing one of the really aggressive red decks, so with that we are going to just kill his creature right away. There's no reason to let it live. It does, however, mean we're going to play the Wellspring first, and the reason for that is that they do play Lightning Bolt, and I'm not interested in having my ATOG die right away, so we're going to play this Wellspring. Dig one card deeper. Good. We can even play the Forger on turn 3 if that makes more sense. Okay, so they've kept to 1 lander, so we will just play this Forger. I'm gonna keep moving our plan along. Yeah, another Denizen is fine. Okay, so fortunately we haven't drawn a 3rd land, or else we'd be able to start playing these Enforcers. I am going to play the ATOG, attack with the Forager, with a plan to sack the Wellspring on their attack, and take a 2-for-1 if it's offered to me. They're likely able to attack into this, but they can only do so if they play a creature first. Let's see what he gets going here. Krenko's Command. Okay. Still an easy block. And sack. Love to draw land here. Thoughtcast does not help us. Okay, so let's see our next card. Again, Thoughtcast does not help us. We do only have a 2/2 now. Wow, unfortunate that we were not able to find another artifact to play there. We are stuck on defense now, kind of looking for a way to kind of pump our creatures again. It's looking like this build of Goblins or of kind of red aggro will be potentially worse against Electrickery, so that's certainly a spell we'll play. We're going to have to let this Denizen through, unfortunately. Not willing to trade my Forger for that, and not willing to sacrifice an artifact. Prism is a fine draw. It's going to let us potentially cast our... Okay, that's kind of perfect. So now we can cast our Thoughtcast, and now we're kind of moving... Now we're moving along at a much better clip. We'll be able to get both these Mirror Enforcers down, so we're not going to attack here. And the plan here is to do some blocking and give ourselves a chance to overwhelm him as we move into the late game. Okay, so he's playing... Alright. And we'll certainly be doing some blocking here. Just there, hey? Yep, I will happily trade that for a bunch of Gobos. that's fine. So we're going to get to move into playing our Mere Enforcers, and that's going to be pretty powerful. Okay. Deciding whether I can be a little bit greedy with this slot cast. I think I can be. Excellent. Play the Husk. Play another Husk. Play a Mere Enforcer. Play a Mere Enforcer. And now we can attack. See what he's interested in doing. He's required to do some blocking. Yep. Good, and we will kill that guy. I've never seen this card before. It seems fine, but it does not seem nearly powerful enough for what we're going to be doing next turn. So he does get the, kind of that like pseudo haste damage. But he's going to be required to do a lot of blocking of every turn going forward. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, does 3 to me. Yeah, he's gonna have to sack his board here. I think he's gonna have to sack his board here. It's definitely not for sure. Well, let's start by drawing a couple cards and kind of seeing where that ends up. Sack a land here. And let's Jimmy Jam. Okay. And we will just play another ATOG here. It seems very unlikely he's going to be able to put together 8 damage. And very likely that we will have lethal next turn. Kicked Bushwhacker does not do it. Or it shouldn't do it. We'll be blocking for sure. Could have something like Fire Blast. Okay, it looks like we're gonna make it out of this first game. Okay, so looking at sideboarding, obviously the Hydroblast will be very good. Electrickery will be very good, and then our Shamans will also be good. Given we have the Hydroblast, I don't think we need the Ray of Revelation. It's only a 1 of. Or the Impact Tremors can be dealt with by the Hydroblast, and it doesn't seem like that card's going to be wildly powerful. In terms of how we're going to kill them, we do not need these Perilous Researches. We'll take out 1 Wellspring, and then we can kind of just generally take out probably the Gearseeker Serpent as well if we're going to be doing some sacrificing. And we can just take out kind of a mishmash. We'll take out the 2nd Wellspring and 1 Flare Husk, and we'll check out game number 2. On the draw for game number 2. We talked about one-landers that we could keep. This is certainly a one-lander we can keep. He's gone down to 6, which is great. This turn is, or this hand is pretty explosive. A second land lets us play, I think, basically our whole hand out on turn 2, which would obviously be excellent. Yep. So our turn 2 lets us go, if we draw land, it would be Flare Husk, Free Frogmite, Mirror Enforcer. But maybe we don't quite get to go off yet. Okay, no second land, but that's okay. We do get to go Flare Husk into Frogmite. See what he does here. Unlikely that we're going to be able to do or make a block here, given he's got the Shredder. The Frogmite to me is pretty important this turn. It becomes less important as turns go on, but this turn it's pretty important, so I'm definitely thinking about it, wondering whether he's going to sacrifice a second creature or just make another guy bigger. We're going to block here, because that gives him a chance not to kill this guy. We'll see what he does. This was reasonably risky. Okay, and that's so-so. We still get to play the Carapace Forger next turn, which is going to be the biggest guy on the block. Second Drum doesn't help us here yet. It will help us in turns going forward, but we'll play the Forger. It is going to be the biggest creature. And we'll see what he's able to do. 3 mana. Wardling Outburst. Okay. Okay, no attacks is pretty good for us. So we're going to play Springleaf Drum. Cast Thoughtcast. Again, looking for a land. That kind of unlocks us. Okay. So now we have 5 artifacts. I could put the Mirror Enforcer on the battlefield this turn, which I will. And we'll certainly be blocking a Shredder. Getting those off the board is pretty important to us. I mean, it's a lot of damage. But if we're not dead, oh, interesting. Huh. It's kind of a wild one. So we have 6. We can make this guy free. Draw a card. Okay. I don't think I can attack with both. I'm just going to attack with 1 Mirror Enforcer, at least to put some damage on the board, and we'll play a second Forger right now. It does give us some blockers. If he's got another Bushwhacker, we're going to die. But if he doesn't, we potentially get to kill him. He does have a way to gain a lot of life. Okay. Another Bushwhacker. Okay, so it does look like we're dead here. So I can only block. Yeah, okay. Maybe, I mean, is that greedy if I had not played my guy, not attacked? I don't know. I think it was probably not that bad, but we will submit and go to game number 3. Definitely don't need Ancient Grudge for his Select Life Staff. I don't think that card's particularly powerful against us, honestly. It's an onboard trick that we can beat. Would like to play first. I think this hand's okay. Again, we're going to be stuck on colors, but that's not the end of the world. We do have a Hydroblast, which is good. We have a Flare Husk, which can trade with a lot of his creatures, so we'll keep this. And we'll start off with the star. And we'll see where we go from there. Just plays the staff, interesting. Okay, so Springleaf Drum is good. Play the drum. Play the husk. And can draw 2 cards. Great. So now we've got continued colored sources of mana. We've got Hydroblast, which is going to be really powerful for like something like a Bushwhacker. Sparksmith, hey? Sure. I'm not super concerned about that. I mean, I'm going to kill it, but I'm not incredibly concerned about it. So let's get our ATOG onto the battlefield. I'm just going to kill it with a Galvanic Blast. Okay. I think we could have played that in a way in which I could have attacked for 1 with Flare and left the ATOG up, which is obviously better. So we might have missed a point of damage, or we did miss a point of damage there, but shouldn't be the end of the world. And we should here be able to play both Flare Husk and Mirror Enforcer next turn. With land, we'll be able to play ATOG, Flare Husk, and Mirror Enforcer, which would be great. So it looks like he's trying to just gain a lot of life and outgrind us. I'm not really sure if that's a strategy that's going to be particularly powerful against us, but that's a fine way to go about trying to play, I suppose. So I think I'd rather get the Enforcer online and leave up Hydroblast in case something bad happens. And again, this life staff is going to be like, it's going to be okay. He is going to gain a bunch of life, but like if we stay at 20 the way we're staying, I don't see how him going up to 23 or 26 or 29 is like really going to get him to a spot where he wins the game. We will counter Whirling Outburst here, certainly. I don't think we worry about Kirenko's command. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, we'll put a prism on the battlefield. Fling, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 8, so we can currently do 17 damage, which is certainly not enough. Likely he just blocks here to here, which we're happy to let him do if he wants to trade 3 Gobos for this. We'll probably accept that as well. If he blocks with all, it's kind of interesting whether I just like Hydroblast this dummy. It is really interesting. Gets rid of kind of a 2.5 for 1. Sure, I think that's good enough. Yeah, we're getting rid of some of those goblins. We're looking to build up our board. It's kind of an aggressive use of Hydroblast, honestly. But we'll kind of see where he goes, what he's able to do this next turn. Does have the horizontal outburst now. Okay. Wants to get in for 2. Happy to let him. Another ATOG. Okay. So let's get an ATOG onto the battlefield. We'll get involved in some combat. And then see where we go from there. I think we're okay with just letting one of these die. Now moving into kind of triple ATOG territory, he's going to need to have those blocks every single turn, have enough goblins to block all of our ATOGs every turn, which is not a guarantee. Certainly excited if he decides to attack us. Okay. Okay. So again, we can attack 4. We can deal 5, 7, 8, 17 damage with a fling, which is not lethal. The question kind of remains, do we just kind of jam in with all our ATOGs? We probably let one of them die at this point. We'll see what he wants to do for blocks. If he lets too much through, we'd be able to kill him. So it puts us I believe, one shy of lethal, right? So we have 5, 6, 7, so 14. Yeah. Okay. So we'll sacrifice one there. Sacrifice one there. Get rid of all of his tokens. Interesting how much he's kind of willing to grind here. His board is going to be clear after this. Potentially he's got something like a Fire Blast, which is... Yeah, okay. So he does a Fire Blast. We have to sacrifice one more thing to... we have to sacrifice 2 things. One thing to make sure we still kill those gobos, so I think we will do that. Okay, so we might be out of gas here. And we don't need a lot to. That's fine. Likely he would just double block here, forcing another sacrifice. I think I'd just attack with both the enforcers. See what he wants to do. Sure. So no cards in hand. Have a blast. We just attack for 8 again. See what he does. I think we have him. So we respond to this trigger. And start doing some sacrificing. He's got no cards in hand. So now we fling. Got there. Wow, okay. That was a really interesting set of games. I don't know if the commentary on there was as good as some of the more polished matchups or some of the matchups I've played more often. That was pretty interesting to play, honestly. I think what we found here was a deck I've never seen before, which was the kind of all goblins, all of X1s, where our sideboard pieces would have been excellent against them. The Slovak life staff was really interesting. I don't think it was very good, to be like perfectly honest. I think it was like a pretty bad bring-in against me. If it had just been another creature, another way to interact, another way to speed the game up, he might have had a better chance. Like all it did was stall. It wasn't really ever advancing his board state. It kind of kept letting me make the trades I wanted. Anyways, we'll take a break here and get ready for round number 4.